Hey everyone, it's Robin. Welcome to my desk. It is that lovely time when all of my currently inked pens have run out of ink and it's time to gather another batch of pens. So, there's definitely a theme with ink going on. Recently got a comment from one of the viewers about just kind of going with what your head and heart are wanting at the moment for inks. And so it's autumn, it's cold, nothing is bright in my ink spread. I think I've got everything all set up to make this as quick as possible, and I'll try not to be overly chatty, but we're just going to go ahead and ink up some pens for October, November. So one of the first choices, I haven't had this ink in a pen in a red hot minute. It's Lexington Gray by Noodlers, and it was my very first bottle of ink that I ever purchased with a fountain pen. It's one of my favorites. I'm actually, it's getting down there. I wouldn't say that it's close to empty because Noodlers bottles are never ending, it seems. But I definitely have loved and used this ink. I wonder, has anyone had, any of you in the fountain pen community ever had like a celebration of sorts for yourself if you actually emptied a bottle of ink? I know there's certainly a lot of people who have, and this is not working out really well for me. I'm going to have inky hands this morning. What a delight. All right, is that going to work? Yep. So I had to tip the bottle a little bit to get, for those of you who are not fountain pen ink people, you've got to get the ink, this side of the nib up, and I don't even pay any attention. I just kind of drown it in the ink. There's a certain direction that you need to put the nib in the ink to get it to draw into the pen. Yup. Saw that coming with this ink, and it's literally all over the pen. That's okay. It's a great way to start the day. Just being totally totally doused in fountain pen inks. Could have been a more exciting color than gray, I guess, but so be it. All right, so number one. Whoa, what am I doing? How embarrassing. Okay, there we go. Let's try the right end. So this is my Pro Gear, Sailor Pro Gear. It's Lighthouse, I think is what it's called. It's got the kind of transparent top and bottom with it, and it's just a plain gray. I don't really care too much about matching pens, pen color and ink, but I guess I kind of did this time just for a neutral palette along with my inks. I don't know. I chose some pens that I haven't used in a while, so I'm kind of excited about that. So this is my Sailor 1911, one of my favorite pens, and my inky fingers are getting on the pens, and that's okay too because that comes off. I'm going to take this off because this is just making a lot of noise. All right, so I want to like the little ink vial holder things, like the little critters and everything, and I just don't. I want to get a wooden ink holder, and I just haven't. So I kind of fastened my own DIY bottle holder. That's weird. I'm going to save that and put that back on the... it's not perfect, but it does the job. Things don't tip over. Oh, and this one, I forget. Oh, I thought I was going to have everything ready for this video, but clearly these little Ferris wheel press inks cannot be filled by putting your pen into the ink bottle because the ink bottles are too tiny. I think I've got enough, so I'm going to grab one of these syringes, drop a little bit of ink, and fill it this way. probably get a better fill anyways doing it this way. And a little bit more. Okay, so I haven't used this ink in a while, and I was kind of hot and cold about it. I liked it, and then I didn't like it. Maybe I just wasn't in the right mood for it before. All right, now I've got precarious things hanging over them. I'm putting these pens together in a really weird way today. And the sad thing about this is now it's going to take a while for the ink to make it down to the nib of this pen. So I'm going to take this one and set it off to the side, point down in my little pen area over here while we're filling the rest of these. All right, and no accidents, right? No accidents. Oh, and look at me. I've got the cap still off the noodler, saying that would have been a big fat mess. Okay, so that's 2. The next one that I'm going to ink up is Franklin Christoph. This is the model 31, and it's just a resin black pen. It's got a, I'm not sure what kind of a nib. You can't see it on the nib from the pen, but we're going to put in this one Robert Oster's Khaki. I haven't had this one in a pen, I haven't inked this ink in a long time either. Seems to me that the last time that I was using it, I didn't care for it. But again, like I said, I kind of go through, I want things bright, or I want things muted, or I want things just to kind of fit my mood. And maybe it was just the wrong time, wrong pen. So we're going to give this one a try again. I'm kind of proud of myself, actually, in my selection this round. The majority of things are samples, and Lord knows I need to go through some ink samples and get them moving because they evaporate. And I'm noticing even when I start looking for samples in I keep them in their little plastic vials, and then those go in a Ziploc bag, and it doesn't matter. They still evaporate. So let's see. I'm going to need another filling device. We're going to try this one this time, so you get to see 2 different kinds. We'll see how this goes. This is going to be Ferris Wheel Press Steeped Umber, and I got this one in one of those, like a little 3-pack. So I'm not using the greenish teal one because I definitely had greens and teals galore in my last currently inked. So let's see. Safe. Let's see if I got enough. Oh yeah. And we'll call that a day. The extra back in the bottle. This always makes a mess. I guess I'd rather have a few little drips than the whole bottle flying around. There. And there. And this one again is going to have to go nib down off to the side so that the ink makes its way down to the nib. And not a fan of these little Ferris wheel press containers. But I guess these are not evaporating, so there's that. Okay, more ink on the desk. Lovely. It's all good. I think I need a paper towel, an additional paper towel back here to set the syringe and the little little plastic syringe on. All right, now we should be good. Now it shouldn't be too much of a hassle anymore. All right, so I chose to just kind of keep some variety. I know I've got 2 sailors in my group, but I decided that I would put another a TWSBI Eco in the mix again, And I'm not going to fill this anywhere near its full capacity because I don't want to use this ink for that long. So we're just going to drop maybe a little bit more than that. Let's see what's in there. That's maybe, it's really hard to tell. Maybe just a little bit more. Okay, that's certainly enough. Yeah, otherwise I'll be using that ink forever, and I don't want to do that. Again, not one of my favorites last time that I tried this in a pen, and I just noticed that this one is a stub nib, so we'll see how that goes. That pen I chose for the color of the pen, not necessarily the nib size. All right, let's see. Oh, that one's sitting. All right, so the next one I'm gonna try to use some of is Van Diemen's Birds of a Feather Honeybee Eater Nape. I have a few inks that are similar in color to this one, and this was the one that kind of hit the right note. The other one was just a little bit more purple than this one. This is a nice red, I think. I'm just gonna try to save myself some frustration and wipe off the inside of this sample vial, because I know that that's gonna make a mess. There we go. Maybe that would be helpful to do that all the time. All right, so I need this tipped down just a little bit for this one. There we go. You go back over there. All right, here we go. It always takes, for me, at least 2 draws to fully get that ink, and you can see it's not full. May I try one more time? One more time. Is that better? A little better, not much. I think some of these ink cartridges, those of you who have some of the older ones, hang on to them until you can't use them anymore, because the newer ones, and yes, I could fill it with a syringe and get a better fill on it, but that's not my preferred way of doing things. It involves getting a cup of water and rinsing syringes. This is just easier. So that one's in there. I'm gonna use some more of my smoky quartz. I'm so sad. I only have a little bit left. Love this ink. I was looking on Reddit, and some people were commenting that there's a Dominant Industry ink that is a fairly decent dupe for this ink. I'm debating ordering it. I have it in my cart, Jet Pens, and for some reason I'm just not motivated to actually purchase it at the moment. Not sure what's going on with that. I guess brown is, I like this ink. I'm not interested in collecting a bunch of browns that I don't like. Nor am I interested at the moment in getting more ink samples, so that leaves me with 0 options. So we'll just use this until it's gone and keep enjoying it. I found myself saying, oh, I should save it, and then I asked myself, save it for what? What are you saving it for? Use it and love it. I already inked this pen with Dominant Industries Ginger Chicken, so I think, save for the 2 pens that are sitting waiting for the ink to make it to the nib, I think we're good to go. So let me keep this around because I might need that a little bit more. So I'm going to take out my Traveler's Notebook that has pages for inks and pens. And we'll go to a brand new page. Get rid of that. Put these off to the side a little bit. maybe take a sip of coffee because for me it's early in the morning. Let's see where I'm at. Make sure that this is in the screen. Coffee, good. Okay, there we go. All right, I think that is acceptable. And let's just go ahead and currently inked October, what is today? Oh, I don't have my phone. 13th, Friday the 13th, 14th, 15th, October 15th, 2023. All right, where to start? Let's just start with I think just for the sake of being, in case somebody wants to know, I think that I'm gonna do this too. This pen is not available anymore, though. You might be able to find it on Pre-Loved. And the nib for this is a hard extra fine. And it is inked with Noodlers, Lexington. And how does Noodler spell gray? G-R-A-Y. There we go. Love it. Love this ink. Love, love, love. I'm going to save the two pens that are sitting waiting for the ink to go to the nib. I'm going to save those for last, so this is not going to be in any color order at all, which will probably drive me nuts, but that's okay. This is Franklin Christoph. Model 31. The nib on it is a fine, and the ink is Robert Oster's Khaki. All right, that's two. Next up. Oh, I might like this ink in this pen. This is a TWSBI Eco T, and I'm not even sure what the name of this color is, but it is a, what do you call this, a stub nib, right? Calligraphy nib? You'll correct me if I'm wrong with this one. And the ink is Robert Oster's Honeybee. Liking this in the broader nib for sure. Okay. Then we're going to move on to this one. And it is a Kaweco Sport. I'm looking up the names of the colors of the pen if you wonder what I'm doing flipping off to the side, because I don't keep that in my head. This is a coconut shell. And this one I can see, this is a broad nib. I love that you can switch the nibs around in Kaweco pens. And this ink is Van Diemen's Birds of a Feather, Honeybee, Eater, Nape. I'm already jamming with this selection of pens and inks. It's speaking to me, definitely. All right, so that's that. I already had this one inked because I wanted to do some writing this morning, and I didn't have any pens that were inked. And I'm glad that these are going to sit next to each other. This is the, thank Robin, thank. Hello. Benu Cookies and Cream. And it has a, oh, good morning, Bella. That's my dog, Bella Cook. Can I see what size nib this is? I can't. I think, oh, I don't know. Question mark, huh? And it is inked with Dominant Industry, Ginger Chicken. And that's as orange as I'm going to get this month with ink colors. I had a few other choices that were definitely more orange than that one, and I decided nope, we're going to leave it as it is with this kind of this one. Okay, and then here's this. This is a Lamy All-Star. I believe this is cappuccino or espresso brown, but I have a medium nib in it, and this is Pelikan Edelstein Smoky Quartz. Okay, now for these two, let's see if these guys are ready to rock and roll. If not, I can prime them a little bit. I might have to, nope, not ready. Let's see. Sometimes just putting the nib on something that will pull the ink down. Nope. I've done this before, and I've ended up with ink spatters all over my desk or paper, so I don't recommend that method. All right, plan C. I think we're just gonna be careful and do this. Get a little bit of this ink moving up to the pen. Generally, if you twist this really slowly, you can see when the ink kind of goes to the feed area. Aha, see? It kind of bubbles up, and then you just pull back a little bit more and you're good to go generally. So let's just see if that's true. Yep. All right, let's try. Oh, I forget that this is a really dry one. Oh, I should have looked at my notes. Why do I take such elaborate notes and then not pay any attention to them? So this is my Sailor 1911, and it is Anchor, no, yeah. Gray. It is a medium fine nib, and this is Ferris Wheel EEL Press Oyster Hour. It's going to work out okay. I guess the alternative to this was an even more gushy pen, and that one's pretty good as far as being generous with ink flow. So let's see how this guy's doing. Nope, not yet. All right, twist and shout. Yep. I would never do this with one of the Kaweco plunger ones where you push on the rather than twist, you push. That's waiting for a disaster. Make sure I'm going the right way I am. So you can see it kind of bubbling there. I haven't used this pen in forever, and I remember it being one that I liked a lot. Very smooth writer. This is the, come on. Oh, still not ready to go. It will be. Just pressing slightly on the nib on something that is absorbent will get it to go, I find, in general. And this is a Pilot Prera. How do I spell that? Check. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Twisties. Quebecos. Peloton. Sailor. Do I not have it written down anywhere in this book? There it is. P-R-E-R-A. If it's wrong, you'll let me know. Ivory. I don't know if you can get this color anymore in a pen, and it has a medium nib. Medium. And the ink color in here is Ferris Wheel Press Steeped Umber. I'm digging this. My only regret right now, and maybe it's because, no, it's not. This is a hard extra fine nib on my Pro Gear, and I'm kind of wishing that I had a different, oh, see, it's going to get a little bit more saturated as the ink makes its way down. So that is my lineup for October. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed looking at a nice fall lineup with nothing bright and snazzy in it at all. I like it. Kind of feeling it. All right, you guys, it was a pleasure. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.